Like, it has a really nice mist. Like, isn't that just so amazing? Hey guys, and welcome to the video. If you're new here, then hello, my name is Sarah, and if you think this makeup look looks familiar, you'd be right, because I am filming more than one video in the same day. So if you are curious, the video that I did actually just film and should probably already be up, if it's not, then it's coming out soon, is going to be my makeup declutter video. So while this is my empties video, all of the products that I've fully used up and have actual thoughts and opinions on and things like that, the other video that you can go ahead and watch if you'd like is my declutter video. So things that have just been sitting in my collection, things that I don't really like anymore, this and that I'm just gonna get rid of. And there's definitely a big surprise item in that video that I am going to be decluttering that I think the whole world is going to be super angry about, because it's like a cult fave. It's like the #1 product of the year, whatever. I'm decluttering it. Go ahead and watch the video to find out what it is. As for today, I'm going to be doing my makeup or beauty, whatever, empties video. I've never done an empties video before, and that is simply because I feel like I don't really go through makeup products as fast as it seems like the rest of the world does. But when I officially decided that I was going to start collecting my empties to do an empties video, I know like before then I had already kind of actually thrown away some of my empties, which I feel so angry at myself about, because I could have included them in this video. But basically today is going to be just a collection of things that I have used probably over, I want to say, like the last, let's say 6 months. I don't think it's longer than 6 months. It even might be less time than 6 months. And I will just be letting you guys know my thoughts on them, if I plan on repurchasing, if I've already repurchased them, or if they're just not going to come back into my collection. I'm going to go by category, and the first category is going to be hair. I decided we're going to do with hair because I literally have 2 items that I have emptied, and yeah, let's get started. So the first thing that I have completely emptied is this shampoo from L'Oreal. This is the L'Oreal Hair Expertise Smooth Intense Shampoo up to 48 hours. Frizzy or straightened hair. So I just want to start by saying that I've been using L'Oreal shampoos for probably my entire life. I think it was like the first brand that my mom really like recommended me to use, and I think she was even using it for a long time before she switched brands, which interestingly enough I have actually like switched to the same brand that my mom uses. So you know, I already kind of knew that like getting a shampoo from the drugstore wasn't like the best of quality of shampoos for your hair, and for the most part it has like a lot of ingredients in it that are just like either not good for your hair or just not helpful for your hair. And what I think I have like kind of researched online is that a lot of the stuff that's usually put into cheaper shampoos is basically just like making a coating around each individual hair strand, making it look shinier, making it look healthier, but it's not actually penetrating the hair itself and doing anything. I wanted to try something different, and I feel like I was like, oh, I'll just try this one. Probably I bought it because it was pink and it said for frizzy hair, because that's what I have. And I mean, even this regular size lasted me a pretty decent amount of time. So I officially finished that bottle and decided, you know what, I'm gonna get a different shampoo of higher quality. Now, funnily enough, my mother also uses this shampoo, as I mentioned, and this is the Joico K-Pack Color Therapy. This is so big, like, well, I mean, you know what, it doesn't look that much bigger, but like, it's a whole heck of a lot bigger. This is not an empty, this is just the shampoo that I have officially switched over to, that I wanted to basically tell you guys that I switched over to it officially. And this is the K-Pack Color Therapy Shampoo to preserve color and repair damage, which is exactly what my little head or big head of hair needs. I don't know if this is like sold all over the place, but it's sold in Canada and it's sold at my Winners for half price. And I think that's pretty much the main reason why I decided to actually go for it. But also my mom uses it, so I know it's a good shampoo. So moving on to the next hair product that I love so much. This is the BioSilk Silk Therapy hair oil, and this one is just like a little baby size, but I actually got this from my mother, who received this as a free sample from the beauty retailer that she goes to get all of her kind of hair products from. And I just like gave it a go, and it's seriously amazing. So because I did receive this basically as like a gift from my mother, I don't actually know too much about the retail price for that one. So on the Ulta website, it retails for $34 Canadian for this size, which is ridiculous. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read like the description from the Ulta website because I find it rather hard to explain like this product in general. I just know that I'm obsessed with it. Basically it says BioSilk is the original silk infused line of hair care products using natural pure silk in every product. Benefits include ideal for all hair types, leave-in replenishing and reconstructing treatment, fills any voids in cuticle layer, aids in preventing split ends, and provides incredible shine. So all of this is 100% true to the truest of trueness, and I also definitely feel like this not only does all of that, but it also helps like how fast my hair dries, if that makes sense. So I never blow dry my hair, I always let it air dry, and I feel like every single time I've put this in my hair after I shower, it like dries like in half the time compared to the times when I don't put this in my hair. And it is also actually really good for like a before heat product. So basically like if you plan on like blow drying your hair, straightening your hair, curling your hair, whatever, this also works as a heat protectant, which it doesn't say on the Ulta website, but I feel like it did say that on the actual BioSilk website. So it does like a lot of stuff and it's just amazing. So when it comes to repurchasing it, I literally already have in the big size. So as you can see, like it's a pretty big size difference. This one is the 12 fluid ounce version and this one is like 4 or 5 fluid ounces. So according to the Ulta website, this one retails for 57 Canadian dollars, which is absolutely mind-blowing and stupid. But again, I found this at Winners for $19.99, which is so amazing. Winners is literally my homie when it comes to beauty products and having them for like really good prices. And even like just this little one lasted me a really long time because you need like, I want to say like a quarter sized amount for your hair. I have a lot of hair, so I kind of feel like I use that much. If you don't have that much hair, you could probably use like a dime sized amount. You don't need a whole lot and it still does amazing things. I love this. You should buy it. Everyone should try it. It's so good. If you have it at your Winners, you should get it. Or if you're willing to splurge on things, go to Ulta and get it there because those are the only places that I've personally seen it at, other than like I guess where my mom got it from, but we don't have those where I live and she doesn't live where I live, so like buy it. Moving on to face stuff. The first thing is a facial cleanser. This is the Biotherm Biosource Daily Exfoliating Cleansing Melting Gel. All skin types. But basically this is like a cleanser that also mildly exfoliates and it's good for all skin types. I have like dry skin. Well, okay, I feel like I have normal to dry skin, dry in the winter, normal every other time of year, and I don't always exfoliate my face like regularly, which I know you're supposed to, and it makes your face nicer and your makeup go on better and this and that. I've always been terrible with exfoliating my face. I just find like it hurts, to be honest with you guys. Like I've tried multiple different face exfoliants and I feel like it just hurts. So if you guys have any like actual exfoliants for the face that don't like seriously make your skin go crazy, please leave that in the comments down below because so far no luck. So I bought this one because it says it's a daily exfoliating cleansing gel, and so basically the little bits in it that actually exfoliate your face, I feel like you almost can't even feel them. Like I can feel them because I know that this feels a lot different than when I use a regular cleanser. Like it feels just slightly grittier but not all that much. So I feel like using this every single day I'm doing like a pretty good job at exfoliating because I'm not using something more aggressive like 1 or 2 times a week. I'm using something like super gentle every single day. So yeah, I actually really love this. It's super affordable. I think this retails for like $23 at Sephora, which is amazing. The whole Biotherm line honestly has just been a really amazing line for me. I am also currently using their moisturizer, which I think is the Aquasource moisturizer. It's in like the little teal container. I'll put a picture up somewhere. And I'm also using the toner from the same line. If you guys are interested, I do have a video that I posted just not too long ago, or maybe it was long ago, I don't remember, of my skincare routine, and basically it just shows all of the stuff that I use from this brand in particular, and I love it so much. Would I repurchase this? 100% yes. Have I repurchased it yet? No, simply because I literally like just finished it like yesterday, so I have not had the chance to repurchase it yet. but I will because I like it. So moving on to the second and the last product for my face is something that I love so much and I'm so happy that I found it. This is the L'Oreal Sublime Radiance Sensational Cleansing Oil. This is for dull skin, apparently. I don't know if I have dull skin, but I definitely know that this is an amazing product. But this is a straight up oil that you use to take off your makeup with. I use approximately like 3 pumps because the pumps aren't very big to do my whole face of makeup. This is absolutely amazing for getting rid of like mascara, waterproof stuff. If you have on like some super intense brows, like you're using like the dip brow or something like that, you know what I mean? This is amazing. It takes off everything and it's like never done anything bad to my skin, and I have like pretty sensitive skin, so usually when I try to look for products for like cleansing or moisturizing or whatever with my face, I really just have like a lot of trial and error happening because a lot of stuff really breaks me out and or just like hurts my face. So I really have to be careful apparently with stuff like that, but this has done me absolutely no wrong. I was actually looking for something like that was kind of similar concept to the, I think it's the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. I've never tried that, but I feel like this is kind of like a similar concept, sort of, because the cleansing balm is like a balm that turns into an oil and this is just a straight up oil. So I feel like that concept is cool and I wanted to try something similar. I have actually tried something that personally, even though I haven't tried the Clinique one, I do consider like a dupe for the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm, and it is from The Body Shop. I will include a photo somewhere here. This is actually another thing that was one of like my empties that I did unfortunately actually throw it away because at the time I wasn't planning on doing an empties video, but now I'm doing one. I'm like really mad that I didn't include it, but I did use it all the way, start to finish. It was an amazing product, and it was literally a balm that went into an oil. The only thing I didn't like was the actual container because you had to like basically like either use a spatula or just put your own hand in, and like it would just kind of get dirty on the top and you'd have to constantly like clean the top off of like makeup residue, I guess you could say. Maybe I'm just a disgusting person, but nasty! Mine always ended up like that, and I feel like that kind of wastes product more because you're constantly like getting rid of like the makeup residue on top. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Otherwise, it was an amazing product. I really liked it, but I wanted something different, and I always prefer products that have a pump. So if you are curious, you're right, I've already repurchased it. This is like, you can already see that I'm like almost halfway through this one. It's like so good, and I usually can actually get it on sale for like $10 or $11 at the drugstore. And seriously, if you haven't tried this and you're looking for something along the lines of this, or you're just on the hunt for a new makeup remover, this is seriously amazing stuff. Moving on to the actual makeup part of my empties. The first one, I don't know, like this isn't an empty, but like it's like done and I have to get rid of it, so I'm considering it like an empty. And this is my L'Oreal makeup sponge. Now this one, like I really like this as a sponge. It's pretty affordable in comparison to the Beauty Blender. It's like I think about $9 or $10 at the drugstore, and it has like a pretty nice shape in comparison to like some of the other sponges that you see on the market that like sometimes have like that flat edge or like a weird shape happening to them. This one is like the closest you can get, I feel, like to the Beauty Blender, and it's so soft. Like it's one of the nicest ones I've tried in comparison to the actual Beauty Blender. So this one is like approximately, I want to say like 3 to 4 months old, and I know this is around the time that we should be getting rid of our beauty sponges. I just recently kind of like tried to try harder on doing that, I guess, if that makes sense. And you will notice that if you watch my makeup expiration video, I don't remember what I called that, but I talked about makeup that has expired, and I mentioned that I had like the Beauty Blender in my collection for, honestly, you guys, probably like a year, and I just wasn't like throwing it out. Do you know what I mean? Like I was just washing it and reusing it, and I just didn't know. I was like, I feel like I kind of knew, but I wasn't throwing it out. So basically this was a sponge that I bought to replace my Beauty Blender in that video. So it definitely does seem to kind of rip and get like little holes and tears in it relatively quickly. So like just the fact that I've only had this for a couple of months and it already has so many rips in it, I think is kind of like not really great when thinking about the actual quality of the sponge, which is annoying because it's a really good sponge and it's really soft and it does an amazing job, but it just kind of falls apart relatively quickly. So I guess it's fine because I'm going to be getting rid of it every couple of months anyways, but I have to get rid of it now, and I have actually already gotten a second one. This one is damp because I just used it, so you can see it's a little bit bigger. But what's kind of annoying is I've had this one approximately 2 to 3 weeks now, and it already has tears in it, which is like really annoying. There's like 2 or 3 tears in it already. They're not very big, they're just kind of like small and starting to be like big tears, like if that makes sense. But like, that's super disappointing that it tears that quickly, and I feel like I didn't really realize it starting on that early with the first one that I bought. But I think probably because I realized when I was like putting this in the Empties video that it had tears in it, and I like looked at this one and I was like, you have tears in you too, what's going on? So unfortunately this definitely is not the highest of quality of sponges in that sense, but it still does a really good job. Although to be honest, after this one is kind of used up in a couple of months, I feel like I'm definitely going to go back to the Beauty Blender, because that one just never did anything wrong to me. It was such a good sponge, it never tore, it was amazing, and I could really count on it. And I feel like I can definitely really count on this one, but a little disappointed in that. Moving on to a concealer that I absolutely have loved, used, and abused. This is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. I have 2 of these because I love them so much. This is seriously an amazing high quality concealer from the drugstore too, which is amazing. And I bought this because I know that I really like the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Maybelline tends to do pretty damn good job with their like base kind of face products, if that makes sense. And I feel like I originally heard Casey Holmes using this in one of her videos, actually multiple videos. She was the original like beauty guru who recommended this in my life anyways. So I went ahead and I bought it, and I'm in the shade 10 Ivory. It is definitely a really good shade for me, and it's definitely a really amazing concealer. I have obviously purchased it twice, and I will definitely probably be repurchasing it in the future. I just have a couple of concealers in my collection that I'd like to go through first before I go ahead and decide like what am I going to replace it with. So I have 3 different eyebrow products that I'm going to be mentioning today in this video, and this is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is in the shade 3. I'm very sad that I used it up. Like, there's literally like, you can twist it all you want, there's not a dang piece of this pencil left. I used it to the bone and I loved every little bit of it. This is definitely a very nice eyebrow pencil, although I do think that you go through it rather quickly, if that makes sense. So I usually find that eyebrow pencils, I tend to go through them a lot faster than I do like any other product ever. For some reason I just go through them so fast. This one didn't last me more than a couple of months. I don't know if that's normal. That seems like really fast. I feel like it was like 3 months and I was done, and I was like, oh, where are you going? So this is definitely a very nice pencil. I do think it's a little bit out of my normal price range when it comes to like eyebrow stuff, if that makes any sense. Or not necessarily out of my price range, but like price point to how long it lasts kind of range. So I had been using for a long time, and I'm still using every now and again, the Anastasia Dip Brow. This is like what, $23, and this lasts you, I swear to God, this lasts you like at least a year. Whereas this is like, I feel like almost $30 and it lasts you like 3 months. So that's pretty big comparison price point to how long it lasts you, if that's like, you know, something that you care about. But it's definitely a good pencil if you're on the hunt for something that is like a very small like tip of a eyebrow pencil. So moving on to another pencil that I've definitely enjoyed, and unfortunately I do think just isn't the right shade for me. This is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Brunette. I'm like kind of a brunette, but I'm more on like the auburn side of hair. Obviously like my ends and stuff are a little bit lighter than my roots because I have like a balayage ombre thing happening, but basically this is just not the right shade for me. There is actually like a little bit left, so I can show you like, I don't know, it's just like, it's too dark in my opinion. It just gives you that really dark, bold brow look, which while I definitely can enjoy on certain people, I feel like for me it's just not really for me, if that makes sense. This is an amazing eyebrow pencil from the drugstore for sure. It's like only $10 or $11, which is super reasonable given the fact that, again, it probably only will last you like about 3 months or less. So if you are on the hunt for a eyebrow pencil of the like small pointed variety similar to a Brow Wiz, which I've never used, but I know this is like technically similar to the Brow Wiz, then I do highly recommend this. From what I know, they have like only 3 shades. They're all kind of weird in shades, to be honest. They don't really fit that many shade ranges. So if you're blonde or brunette or slightly in between, I think this will be a really good pencil for you. In regards to repurchasing either of these eyebrow pencils, I probably think that I'm not going to be, just because like I just don't think that it's worth it. If that that's so bad to say. I just don't think it's worth it, to be quite honest with you. I'd rather buy something that like lasts me a lot longer, perhaps like the Dip Brow. So last but not least for eyebrows, I do have this one. I know it's from L'Oreal and it's like the same line as the pencil because the packaging is the same, but I used it to death, so like there's literally just no name on it. I do believe if we look at the bottom, it usually tells you, right? No, sure, it does not tell you on the bottom, but I think this is called the Brow Plumper, maybe. It's the tinted brow gel from the L'Oreal brow line, and it's the one with like the super small brush, which I believe is very similar to either the Essence Make Me Brow or the Benefit, that brow one from Benefit that everybody likes. Do you know what I mean? I'll insert a picture somewhere so you guys know what I'm talking about. But I think this was like supposed to be like a dupe for the Benefit one, as well as the Essence is a dupe for the Benefit one, but I bought it because I found the Benefit one was way too expensive, and this is tinted in the shade light to medium, and I think this also has like little fibers in it, very similar to the Benefit one. Well, I've never used it, so this is just what I read on the internet, but I did really enjoy this when I use it, although to be quite honest, you have to use it very lightly because it can definitely thicken your brow like in a bad way if you use too much. So I was using it because it's slightly a shade lighter than the brow pencil that I usually use, so it almost gives like kind of like not highlights to your brows but just dimension, which is nice. But if you use too much, it can get chunky, it can just get kind of like clumpy. Like when you have clumpy mascara, this can do this to your eyebrows, which is kind of weird. And I also feel like my eyebrows are just generally out of control, so I did buy this to kind of take care of that problem, but it really just didn't hold them in place. It just kind of like tinted them and like sometimes made them chunky. So I did end up using all of it because like why not? So unfortunately I'm not going to be repurchasing this. Moving on to mascara, because these are definitely things that I go through probably equally as fast as an eyebrow pencil. And the first one is one of my favorite mascaras ever, and this is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is the like, I don't think there's any other name to it. It's just like the Maybelline Lash Sensational, but this is just the regular one. I bought this actually originally because I think it was Zoella's favorite mascara. Like she used it in everything for like quite a long time. And so I love this, and it's like always on sale for like $6 at the drugstore. It is the one that I'm wearing literally on my eyelashes today. I don't have like amazing eyelashes just in general, and I'm not wearing false eyelashes today, so like if you're curious like the extent of how well this mascara can do, then it's on my eyelashes right now. So this is what I have. I feel like it really separates the lashes pretty well, and it can get a little bit clumpy if you put too much, but it's like not necessarily like a bad clumpy. It's like an okay, like kind of nice clumpy, if that makes sense. So I've definitely really enjoyed this one to the point where I literally repurchased it, and this is the one that I'm using now. So hands down one of my favorite mascaras. Highly recommend. Super affordable. I personally don't really see a point in spending like more than like $10 on mascara, because why do you need to? It's amazing. It's drugstore. It's amazing. So the next mascara is going to be the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Like, can you see like this like discoloration, like kind of like paint removal? Like this isn't mascara that's on the tube. Like this is literally just like the paint wearing off from how much I used this. But I bought this because everyone was raving about it for like a pretty solid amount of time. It's supposed to be like a dupe for the Better Than Sex mascara, which I've never tried because I again find it stupid to pay that much money for a mascara. Regardless, I bought this. It's not really like the kind of mascara that I usually go for, because the wand on it is like one of those like soft ones. Like, I don't know what those are called, but like usually I basically use the mascara ones that are like more plasticky and not like soft little fibery. I don't even know what this is, but I did actually really enjoy it. Will I repurchase it? Maybe, but because I'm kind of consistently repurchasing the Lash Sensational, probably not. The only thing is I feel like you kind of have to wait for this like to dry out a little bit. Same with the Lash Sensational. They both start off as a pretty like wet formula, which is not my favorite, but it does dry out, I feel like, nicely and pretty quickly, to the point where when you are like using it like more consistently, it's amazing. So the last empty that I have to talk to you is about in total, the whole thing. This is the last one ever for this video. This is the Kat Von D Lock-It Makeup Setting Mist. And this has done me so good. I love this setting spray. It's amazing. The mist on it, like, I wish I could show you, but I can't because it's empty. It's like so like gentle, and it like, it's very like a nice wide range. So like, I don't know if you have ever tried this before, but a setting spray that kind of just like shoots out in like a more direct approach rather than like fanning out. And like, so this was actually one of the very first, it actually was the very first setting spray that I bought from like not the drugstore, so basically from Sephora. But I did decide definitely to splurge one day on a more expensive setting spray just because I wanted to see if there was like a huge quality difference, and I feel like there definitely is. Like, I do think that this sets my makeup nicer. It makes all of the powders look less powdery than kind of other setting sprays that I've been using on the more affordable end. Unfortunately for those ones, this one is just better, but I feel like this is a seriously amazing setting spray. My makeup definitely lasts a lot longer when I use it, and I don't know if I'm going to repurchase it quite yet because I am actually interested in trying other ones from the, like, what is it called, like a department store? I don't know what you would call that, but basically from Sephora. The one I do have right now from like higher end is the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. This one I did also receive in a BoxyCharm. It's like really full because I just got it, but I don't know if I would recommend this one personally, just because like it has a really nice mist. Like, isn't that just so amazing? It's so gentle, it's so fine and misty. It's like literally how every setting spray should be. The only thing that's super unfortunate about this is, although it's like an illuminating setting spray, which is perfect for me and my dry skin, it definitely does have like a lot of actual glitter in it, which is super weird. So unfortunately for this, like as a high-end setting spray, I don't really recommend it unless you're super into like the full face highlighter challenge every single day. But it's definitely like really good for, I guess, if you want to make the metallic shadows or shimmery shadows like a little bit more metallic or shimmery. So that's pretty much it, you guys. That covers my empties video. I feel like I thought I had a lot of empties, but now when I'm thinking about it, I maybe didn't have that many. But I know for like me, I usually tend to talk about something for way too long, a lot longer than anyone really should, so it's probably going to be a long video anyways. Very sorry about that, but I do like to give you guys all the information that I can, all my thoughts, my opinions, everything that I can talk about, so that at least you guys can make like an educated decision if these are things that you wanted to try in the future. So that's it for my empties video. If you enjoyed it, definitely give it a big old thumbs up. You can totally subscribe if you want to. All these things help out my channel if that's something that you're interested in doing, no pressure. And again, if you're interested, I do also have my declutter video, and I also am probably definitely going to be doing a project pan video. So if that's something you guys are interested in, definitely stick around because that's going to be coming out in the probably near future, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!